Welcome to CharmedPersons. Thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Tuesday evening. Hope you're having a great night. Bees, love to see that you're in the chat. Hope you're having a good time. You missed a heck of a start to last week's session, and we're about to start with a bang with this week's. But before we get into that, announcements. This coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Central is the next episode of Curse of Strahd, nearing the end of this campaign, so please come check that out. Then Sunday, a little bit earlier, at 11:30 a.m. Central is the next Campaign 3 session, followed by a week from today, 7 p.m. Central, the next Remain Season 8 episode. But before we get into that, we have to get into tonight's episode. So let's start with just a little bit of a recap of last week's session before we jump into business. In our last session, we returned to Blue Valley 10 years after the events of Season 4. We were greeted by the familiar mother and protector, Morgan Donaldson, played by Angie Forshee. Now under player control, we met the older but just as stubborn Tori Baker, played by Emily Tabor. We were also introduced to a cast of new characters, including the curious yet quiet Wallace Gregory, played by Denoyer, the gentle Ruby Russell, played by Jenn Geiger, and the mysterious Perry Parker, played by MacLeod. We were introduced to this cast of survivors on the day of the annual celebration of the Three Rivers Alliance. The citizens of Blue Valley, along with the citizens of two other settlements called the Dawn and New Memphis, had made a settlement in these years, or an agreement, a pact in these years in the post-apocalypse, and came together every year to celebrate this alliance with festivities, food, meeting and greeting one another. And this year it was to be held yet again at Blue Valley. Our characters felt a variety of certain ways about this. We ended up finding out a little bit about our characters. Ruby has a brother named Luke, who is in the city of the settlement of New Memphis right now. Perry was a newcomer, having just recently arrived to Blue Valley. Wallace was tasked with filming the upcoming events with the very limited supplies that they had. Tori was very concerned about the security of the event and also seeing familiar past presences in her life. And Morgan was kind of tasked with overseeing all of this and making sure it all went smoothly. Just a second. So, eventually, members from the settlement of the Dawn arrived to Blue Valley, but they were also they confirmed information that Blue Valley also had, which was that no one had heard from the settlement of New Memphis for a few weeks at this point. Eventually, it was discovered through a pretty dramatic, violent moment that one of the members of the Dawn had caught a sickness that seemed to be spreading through New Memphis. This sickness was a bad virus that ravaged through this man, killing him within a number of hours of him arriving at Blue Valley. This sickness was also reminiscent of Perry Parker, something that we will maybe learn about later. But having been confronted by it, Perry, intending to leave, packed up her things and was on her way out of Blue Valley, but was stopped by the rest of the survivors as they were tasked with traveling to the New Memphis, the settlement made out of an abandoned superstore, to see what they could find and see if there was any potential solution to the problem. They learned that the members of New Memphis had recently found an old abandoned military bunker, and that this could potentially be the source of not only the issue of the virus, but the potential solution for the virus. So these survivors were tasked with making their way to New Memphis, leaving behind members of the community who were, for all intents and purposes, as far as the survivors know, infected with this disease. And time is of the essence as they began to make their way. The party was not only the 5 that you see here, but they were also accompanied by Sarah Cho and Tyson Ray, 2 members of the Dawn, as well as Nick Colton, a member of the Dawn and also past villain of the Blue Valley community, which Tori Baker had definitely some problems with after what he did to her mother. But Morgan did convince her to be okay with it for now, and the party made their way after being joined by a stubborn 16-year-old. Oh my gosh! Don't tell me. How am I forgetting his name? Teddy. No.
Yikes.
Oh my God! What's his name? Theo Donaldson. Wow. R.I.P. Uncle Theo. But 16-year-old Theo, Morgan's son.
That doesn't bode well for his
made his way.
Already forgotten.
Joining her. The party traveled for a while, getting to know each other a little bit, also just digesting the events of the last 24 hours, until eventually they found camp and settled for the night. But as they were settling for the night, they began to hear, well, first, Bogey stood on end, alerted, and the party members began to hear the screeches and guttural yells of nearby infected, followed in the distance by the horrifying clicking noise of clicker infected. And that is where we left off. And that is where we're going to begin, as I will take you to the battle map here. And I will also request that everybody rolls initiative, which will be the d20 plus your agility modifier. And go ahead and get your tokens out on this map as well.
Zach.
Oh, Angie.
She's back, baby.
She's back. Oh wait, no, the stream can't see. Let me see. What's that?
I just want to let you all know now, if you've never played with me before, I am so sorry for how bad I always roll.
She's not the best when it comes to rolling.
Wait, do I need to roll in d20?
No, you don't. I can manually put the stuff in. Just go ahead and you should have a folder to the right called PC Tokens. And if you open that up, you should be able to grab your character's token and put it on the map. I already took yours out there, Adam. If you're having trouble, make sure to grab it by the name, not the portrait, which is something that's weird, I've discovered. But go ahead and get those out there. As that is happening, Morgan, go ahead and give me your initiative.
Well, let me tell you, that's a big old 2.
Hey, she is
Got
back.
a natural 1.
God.
Natural 1, baby! My son!
Tori.
I also rolled a nat 1. Sorry.
Oh no! Thank you, Meg.
I
You make me
can't
feel
get my
better.
thing. I promise I'm doing all the things right. I've done this before, but I can't get it.
Am I just supposed to drag this?
Yeah, you should be able to drag it by... Oh, wait, okay, hold on.
Hold on, everybody.
Tori, yours has been fixed. You might have to refresh. Ruby... Yours has been fixed. You might have to refresh. And Perry, yours already should be able to go out there.
I think I'm good.
Yep,
Bogey I'm having trouble with.
Bogey was broken and is now fixed.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sorry about all that. Bogey's broken. Okay, Wallace, what did you get, my friend?
I got a 7.
Nice. Okay.
We
Tori,
did not
what did
do
you
that,
get?
guys.
I got a 6.
Woo! Okay. Well, luckily, this isn't the end of the world because, well, I'll just say. Perry, what did you get?
Oh god. Okay, that one plus. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the.
You're good. I think.
Plus agility.
Thank you. 5.
5.
Dang.
Okay.
And then Ruby.
10.
10. The highest was a 10.
Oh no.
Horrible.
Okay, so, that's the initiatives of all y'alls. Let's go ahead and throw out some enemies here. From what you can see right in front of you, you see 4 immediately infected individuals running out of the wood, lit only by the fireplace or the campfires that are in front of you. Absolutely terrifying. Let me see here. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
See 4 for now.
For now.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
I want to
You
hide
hear
in my
more.
sleeping bag.
That's all I'm saying.
Hide.
more.
It's like T-Rex. If you. It would leave you.
So, just as a reminder for my players, and also just so the audience is aware, this is a system that I. Oh, thanks, Bees. I appreciate that. I turned it off. I knew what you were thinking. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So, this is a system that I created, inspired by the world of The Last of Us. The way combat works is it's pretty much just a d20 plus the stats that they are given. You'll hear us kind of say some of those stats. Very simple. They also, all of you have bonus actions that you can use. These bonus actions can be used as a bonus action on your turn, or they can be used as a reaction as well. You can only have 1 per round of combat, round being everybody going. And that's pretty much all I can think of to remind you specifically of. Also, the way that the enemies work here, the enemies do not roll initiative. After every player character in the initiative order, an enemy will go. So they don't do it after NPCs, which is why it's nice to have a spread out initiative instead of like one big chunk of NPCs. But which you kind of have here. But after every player character, an enemy will go. I think it emulates the speed and the craziness of these feral creatures coming at you. So that's the way combat works. That's everything I think I need to remind you of in the moment. We can talk about more as we get there. But at the top of the turn order, we have Tyson Ray.
Oh, thank God.
Tyson is going to he's going to pick up a handgun and is going to step 5, 10, 15, 20 feet right there, and he's going to shoot over at this guy. He has sorry. Ooh, that is a 6, which is going to miss. The bullet goes flying off to the side. It's a little bit too dark. These infected are just... You see them. You've seen them before. They're running at you, just throwing their bodies towards you. Just complete lack of self-preservation here. That's the end of Tyson's turn as he sprints forward. That's an NPC's turn, so an infected does not go yet. Next is Ruby. Ruby, what do you do?
I have a handgun,
You do.
and I'm gonna shoot this guy that's furthest to the left,
Farthest to the left there?
closest to me. Yeah.
All right. You might want to step off to the right just a little bit to get a bit of a better angle.
Oh,
Those
yes.
tree stumps that you see there are full, tall trees, just making the map a little bit easier.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I just didn't
what
want to
is
put
my
because like the trees would cover everything. It would be really confusing.
Oh, that's terrifying then.
Yeah,
We're,
no,
like,
it's
in
all
this
those tree
densely
stumps are just
shrouded.
exactly.
So
you're
I
just
can move
seeing
30 feet. That's 3 of these squares.
5. No, sorry,
5 of
6.
these squares.
6.
Oh, I don't want to
6
go
of
that
these
far.
squares.
I'm nervous.
You don't have to use your full. Yeah. You can also move a little bit and then shoot and then come back.
So true. Okay, I just moved 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me roll.
Go ahead and roll.
That is a 17 plus 2 plus plus my proficiency bonus, right? So 2. So 19.
So 19, nice. Okay, so that does hit and does a full amount of damage. The way that shooting and damage works for these guys, there's a certain threshold, a low AC threshold, that you can hit them, but it doesn't really do much damage. It does half damage. I kind of emulate that as like it hits them in the chest, it hits them in the shoulder, something that like is not super as vital, something that they can kind of push through. If you hit the middle threshold, you hit and you do full damage. If you hit the headshot threshold, which changes per enemy type, you kill them outright one shot. So that's kind of the way damage works.
Which is how I killed Nick, by the way.
Which is how you killed Nick, yeah. Or killed Nick. But with a 19 on the die, that is full damage. So what's that?
Okay. Cool. I am going to move.
So roll the damage.
Oh yes,
die.
I moved in my damage. Sorry.
You're good.
1d6
plus whatever agility.
I rolled a 1. So that's a 3 total.
Okay, 3 points of damage. They're not made of HP, so you see as this infected is running at you, you fire. It kind of like hits the throat and like causes a huge slice down the neck, and it kind of twists for a second, but then just continues to run straight at you. Is that the end of your turn?
Well, I'm trying to think with my bonus actions.
Yeah, you can wait to use one, or you can take cover, which would heighten your AC, or...
Yeah, I feel like it might be smart to add to my AC, unless there's anyone specific that would like really benefit from advantage on their next attack. I could also do that.
It's up to you. What do you think you would do in this moment?
I think that this is not what Ruby was expecting. Her first foray with the group out here, so I think I'm a little scared, and I would take cover.
Okay. Do you want to move it? Finish your movement at all?
I think I already did move my.
Okay.
Yep.
So you kind of like duck behind this tree. You crouch down, hoping to avoid. However, you did just shoot at this infected, and after being the player's turn, this infected is going to run up to you. But you do have a heightened AC here, so your AC should be now 16?
16.
Yeah, so I'll roll this in the chat as I do with everything. Infecteds get a plus.
I'm living my best life.
A plus 4 to hit.
Jeez.
Okay, that is a dirty 20, not a natural 20, just a dirty 20.
Unbelievable.
So it is going to do... max damage, 6 points of damage. So you cower down behind this tree, and this infected runs up to you and just gets right on top of you, and is just starting to like beat you like a wild ape, as she's just trying to get at you as you're like protecting yourself. That is the end of the infected's turn. It is now Nick Colton's turn. He is going to step out here and is going to fire at the same infected. that Tyson fired at. He gets a 12, which misses. The NPCs are not doing great. Wallace, it is your turn, my friend. I know that you can't see what's going on, but you have Ruby relatively close to you that's currently being attacked right on top of her, and then 3 more infected that are further away. What do you think Wallace would do here in this moment?
The thought was, Wallace was thinking of taking a log from the fire.
Ooh, okay. I'd give you baseball stats for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like running up and trying to hit that infected. He's not like fully confident. He's got even his like camera in his hand, and then he has like look at like his gun and stuff.
I'll even give you a +1 fire damage.
Cool.
So baseball stats +1.
And then just gonna wail on this zombie.
Roll to hit.
Okay, it's infected.
Yes.
Wallage.
Not technically.
No. That would be 5.
5, yeah. So narratively, I like to think that you do hit, but you just like hit in the square of the back. The infected just like, doesn't even really notice it at all. You're just kind of standing there. In this game, there are no opportunity attacks here. You did not use your full movement. Do you think you would run away, or do you think you just stay here ready to help?
Probably stay here ready to help.
Okay. All right, you still have your bonus action if you want to use it. After Wallace's turn, it is now another infected's turn. This one is going to 5, 10. I mean, honestly, it's going to run up here and attack you, Wallace.
Can I use look at me?
What's look at me?
Give enemy disadvantage on next attack within 5 feet?
Yes. So you basically use the distract, which means he'll have to roll twice.
In this case, it's don't
waving
at
the
me.
log around.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Don't at me.
That's a 22, so you're gonna. And then that's a 14. So I think a 14 does still hit, unfortunately.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay, I thought 22 was the.
No. Just a 14. Ooh, but 5 points of damage, my friend. Hey, welcome to the
Zach,
remains.
it's the second episode.
Welcome to the remains.
My God.
Zach, what if we all die in episode 2?
You won't. All right, it is. I hope Perry's turn. Perry. No. That's not Perry. That's Sarah. Wait, that does mean who just? Wait, no, the infected went. Now it's Sarah's turn. Okay, yeah. So Sarah is gonna see that this is kind of shit's going down over here. So she's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Run up here and attempt to use her knife on the guy attacking Wallace. God. Getting a 10, which outright misses. There's just a dog pile over here with Ruby, Wallace, Sarah, and these 2 infected. As you're all just like, it's hard to see. You can't really see what's going on. You're all falling over each other. That's the end of Sarah's turn. Tori, you are up. Harry, you're on deck.
Stabbed me.
Yeah. Don't tip it.
I like to think Tori's so late in the turn order because she like got out her knife ready to go and then heard all the gunshots and had to just like turn around and look at everybody in disbelief for a second. And then as Sarah runs past her, she's gonna yell, "We're gonna have a lot more of these if y'all keep shooting those fucking guns." And then I'm gonna run. Can I flank?
Yeah, flanking is a thing, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go right here. And is it the one right in front of me that looks the worst of the 2?
It's the only one that's taken any damage out of any of them, so yes.
Great, I'll take out my knife.
Okay.
And stabby stab. Oh God. 12.
12 misses, unfortunately.
But I'm gonna fight dirty.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like as I'm about to miss,
That's what Jenny used to do.
say
I know.
it's like actually really stupid. I'm like I use the same distraction technique as Wallace, and I like grab the log that he has and like distract it for a second and stab it in the side.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. Okay. 21.
21 is the headshot threshold for this infected. This one's this is actually the one that's like fully attacking Ruby, who Wallace tried to attack. Ruby, you like look up, you see this infected coming at you, and then last second, knife right in the skull from Tori, goes limp right immediately and falls to the ground dead. That is the end of your action and movement. Any bonus action? Oh, and your bonus action. So that is the end of Tori's turn. This infected is then going to run up to Sarah here.
Yikes.
Let's see what happens. That is a 16, which is going to hit for...
What is going on?
4 points of damage to Sarah. So not much, but she kind of gets slammed into the tent as this infected charges at her. That is the end of its turn. Perry, you are up. Morgan, you're kind of on deck.
All right. Couple questions before I go.
Yes.
What is Bogey's movement, do we think?
Let's say 40.
40.
So 10 greater than a
Damn.
human. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Let's go.
Would he go before me or after me?
However you want it to be. It's all... he just has a full turn with your turn. So however you want to separate that up.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna have him go before me because I like to think that she's trained him to like double team with her.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna see. Can you please remind me who this is again?
Yeah, that's Sarah Cho. She's one of the members of
Sarah.
the Dawn. She's just seems like
Great.
a chill person. Not much personality that you've seen from her yet.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna see her get hit by that guy, and I'm gonna yell "Bogey bite" and have him run over in between these two tents and bite at this guy.
Amazing. Roll for an attack.
Okay. That's 9.
So Bogey runs up and bites the arm of the infected, fully like digging his teeth in, kind of ripping at it, but the infected kind of just once again, no self-preservation, rips away, not minding that chunks of its flesh go with Bogey, and he's just not able to do much damage to him.
All right, no, that's cool. That's cool. I am also gonna fight dirty, and I'm going to run up kind of behind Bogey and attack with my knife.
Okay, you're gonna need to be within 5 feet to attack with your knife. So you can 5, 10, 15. You can. Oh, actually,
I'm being blocked, aren't I?
No, actually, it's a small enough space. You can even like slide to right here and get advantage flanking with Sarah, which means you don't need to use fight dirty, and you can save your bonus action for something else.
Let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna attack. Sorry, I'm like on a tiny laptop trying to go between all my tabs.
No worries.
Okay. Oh man, y'all. Okay. That's 12 to hit.
12 is unfortunately going to miss. I am sorry.
That's okay. We're warming up.
You're warming up. That's the end of Perry's turn. This infected at the end of Perry's turn is going to run up to Nick. I'm sure none of us really care what happens here, but we're gonna have to do it anyway. The infected rolled a natural one.
The fucking one that doesn't fucking hit.
I love how stressed Angie is. All right.
Did anybody
get the guns back out, but fire them over there.
Did anybody hit?
Yeah, I mean, you've killed one.
I did it.
All right.
Thank you. Okay.
So, all right, at the end of that infected's turn, it is now Theo's turn, who is very scared. He is going to get out his handgun and look at you and say, "What do we do?" And he kind of just like ducks into the tent a little bit, and he's going to use his bonus action to take cover.
Oh.
And that's his turn. And it is now Morgan's turn.
I would like turn around. He's there. He's gone down in the tent. If this is where you want to be, stay here. But as soon as you see anybody come near you, you slice him with that knife, and I'll run.
Okay.
Wait, did he have a gun or a knife?
He actually just had a knife. I don't know. I think I said gun, but he would just have a knife.
Okay. Well, if he had a gun, I'd say shoot him with the gun, but slice him with the knife.
Yeah, he wouldn't have.
Whatever you got, use it.
He wouldn't have been able to get a gun from Olive. She's too good at her job.
Yeah. And I want to throw up, but I will.
Bonus action, throw up.
Bonus action, throw up.
Reaction, throw up. 5, 10, 15, 1, 2,
Woo!
25.
Nervous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get right here, and I'm across from
Bogey?
Tori.
Yeah.
No, I'm across from.
Yeah.
I see Tori who just took it down
On the other
with the
side
knife,
of the tent.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna shrug, and I'm gonna take out my gun, and I'm gonna shoot.
All right, the one right next to Tori.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
guy.
roll for damage or roll for attack. I mean.
And that is with. I would say it's with my I'll say handgun.
Okay.
Ooh, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is gonna hit and do full damage.
Hell yeah. D6. That was with my Emery dice too.
Nice.
Oh, 2 points of fucking damage.
Oh shit.
I got a 1.
So
Okay.
you like the bullet grazes it. You get it gets your. It definitely, you grab its attention as it turns to you and just like yells. Anything else that you're gonna do for your turn?
I think that as that happens and as I clip it, I notice that we are getting so clustered together, which is dangerous. So I'm gonna move back a little bit to get some like just distance to be able to go wherever because we hear other ones.
At the end of your turn, it is now another enemy's turn. Tori, from behind you, you hear a... and this clicker comes running out of the forest and is going to run up straight to you and is going to attack you.
Y'all, I can't take this. This is too much.
I'm
gonna go.
Bitch.
I'm just gonna leave.
Let's all just run back.
That is a 21, which is gonna hit, but it's not a nat 20 or anything like that. Doing 7 points of damage to you, Tori, as this clicker comes up and just slashes you across the back. You feel searing pain as the fungal, the claws formed out of hardened fungus rip into your jacket, rip into the flesh on your back as you scream in pain. That is the end of the infected's turn. It is now Tyson Ray's turn, who's going to scream, Nick! And he's going to run and go help Nick.
Nick doesn't need help. He didn't get hit.
Not that guy.
But he's going to miss. This is crazy. The NPCs are rolling so poorly. Anyway, that's the end of Tyson's turn.
We know.
Ruby, it is you. You're like crouched down. The infected that was just about to kill you is killed by Tori. Tori is then basically surrounded by 2 infected right after that happens. What do you do?
Yeah, I think I'm like breathing hard, and as soon as one falls away from like my eyesight, there's another one right there. Like I'm looking up at it. This fine fella, and I'm going to try to stab him with my knife. This guy. Do I need to? Can I do that from here?
You can slide. You can go right up next to her,
Okay.
and you could be right up next to the tree there. Oh, which one are you going to?
I'm gonna do this one. Well, maybe I should do the clicker. I'm stressed.
No, it's up to you. Whatever you would do.
No, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this guy.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you can get over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, here, I'll just do this. I'll get them off there, and you can do
That is a nat 20.
Oh! And with a nat 20, you
22.
run forward. This infected that just got distracted from Morgan's shot. You run forward, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe a little bit surprisingly to Ruby, your adrenaline is running, and you're just kind of running knife first, and it doesn't turn and look at you, and you just get it right in the temple, and it just falls down to the ground limp. Amazing. That is the end of your turn, unless you would like to use a bonus action or any more movement.
No, I'm good for now.
Okay, that is the end of Ruby's turn, which means one more infected. Perry, from behind you,
No.
you hear a clicking noise as another clicker has dropped and is making its way towards you. It is going to attack you. Oh.
No, not today. Not today.
That is a nat 20.
Not today.
You're going to use not today?
Not today. On a nat 20, that's a bite.
That's a bite and extra damage.
And it's a clicker.
Yeah.
So not today.
Okay, alright, so Morgan is going to use her not today
No!
protector power. So she shouts Perry, your name, Perry! And at the last second, you're able to look behind you, which means this clicker now has disadvantage on this attack. Gets a 17,
God!
which is
But
not
at least
what,
it's not
but
a
it's
nat
not what he
20.
needs. So he does still hit, but he does not get a nat 20 and does not have a chance to bite you. Woo!
Rolling slow.
And rolls pretty low. You get 3 damage. So as he slices at you, Morgan protects you. You were ready for it. That is the end of the infected's turn. It is now Nick's turn, who is going to attack this infected right in front of him. Getting a 12,
You guys.
which misses.
I hope.
If the NPCs were doing better, this battle might be over by now.
Literally.
All right, Wallace, you're up, my friend. Tori
All right.
on deck, kind of.
There's a clicker right there, right?
There's a clicker. He's not. Yeah, he's not right in front of you, but you can get behind it and attack it with advantage if you want.
Could I do that? Could I also like sweep its legs with the like flaming stick to try and like knock it to the ground or something? Is that a thing?
I would. Let's see if you hit first, and then let's see,
Okay.
and then let's see what we can do
Okay.
with that.
All right. Oh, 13.
13 unfortunately misses. The clickers are a little bit
You
harder
do have
to hit.
advantage because we're flanking.
Oh yeah, we have
Oh
advantage.
yeah, advantage.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Okay, with the dirty 20, that is a hit with full damage. And now go ahead and roll just a straight up muscle check. DC
Okay.
15.
Okay. Plus 0. Okay.
Who knows?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so
That's
you're not able to get it on its feet, but you are able to do full damage to it, which is, don't forget that +1 with the fire.
Is it a D? Well, what? How much?
Oh,
for
baseball bat is
baseball
D6. No,
D6,
D8.
cool.
No.
D8.
Someone help me.
Whoa.
Look at your weapon list. Help me out.
What are we looking at?
What does it say next to baseball bat?
D6
D6.
plus muscle plus proficiency. D6 plus
So for
muscle.
you, it's D6 plus 3 total. With that
Cool.
plus
I'm
1.
gonna use fake it till you make it to add my cunning to the damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2 on the die plus 1 makes 3 plus 4, 7 damage.
7 damage. Nice. Okay, this clicker already looking kind of hurt. As you slam into it, you feel and hear like one of the vertebrae and like a shoulder snap as you slam down with this club, and it roars in pain, but it is still standing. That is the end of Wallace's turn.
Ah, cuss.
It is now this infected's turn, who is going to attack Sarah again. Actually, it's going to attack the thing that attacked it most recently, which is Bogey. So it's going to attack Bogey.
I can't today.
Getting a 15, which does not hit Bogey.
Does not hit his AC 16.
So this infected tries to
Bogey,
dive at Bogey, and
Bogey.
Bogey's like, I'm quicker than you, bitch. I'm 2 years old. And Bogey just like dives back last second. He's not able to get him. That's the end of his turn. It is now Sarah's turn, who is going to
Do
attack.
something.
She's going to try her best. That's an 8.
Do fucking something! I'm legit mad.
I'm sorry, you see
And I know it's not you.
I know, you know it's
like,
not me. I see it. It's right there. You see it. It's not me. Anyway, the end of Sarah's turn.
We're leaving them behind after
is a
this.
success.
Yeah, I'll kill
Tori,
myself.
you are up, my friend. Perry, you're on deck.
Oh my god.
Woof.
As Morgan fires her gun, Tori says, "Now I know you know better." And then turns back to the clicker in front of her. And I'm just gonna try to stab with my knife.
With the clicker?
Yep.
All right, at advantage because you're flanking with Wallace.
Crunchy.
Oh my god, I rolled 2 5s.
Jesus Christ.
11 total.
That's unfortunately gonna miss, Tori. I'm sorry.
The rest
Great,
of the session
super.
is just us fighting.
Tori, any movement or bonus action you want to make? Remember, there's no opportunity attacks.
No, I want to stay flanking here, so I'm gonna hold on to my bonus action.
All right. This infected is going to, the one over here is going to bite, or try to bite Tyson. Getting a 21. And dealing 2 points of damage to Tyson. So Tyson's, he's okay. He's not doing too much. That's
He's
the end.
fine.
That's the end of that infected's turn. Perry, you are up as well with Bogey. You got
All right,
you got one infected in front of you and a clicker behind you.
All right, Bogey doesn't need commands anymore. He's just gonna fucking bite the shit out of these fuckers. Okay, he's just gonna bite at this guy in front of him again.
Yeah, he is.
Oh shit! Hold on. It fell on the ground and I'm on a bed. And hold on.
You're good. You're okay. What do we think?
My adrenaline is through the roof.
Yeah.
There's something about the
Uh-huh.
remains combat. The
Duress.
stakes are just like, woo!
Well, they're so short. The turns are so short.
Yeah.
And knowing that I can't heal easily.
Yeah. Sorry, what'd you
That's a 20. That's a 22 to hit.
Oh! Bogey
God
jumps
damn.
on this infected, fully slams him to the ground. Bogey bites the side of his head and twists and breaks the neck of this infected. This infected is gone.
Dead.
Oh, like I didn't even have to
Poor
roll
boy.
damage for him?
No, he got the headshot threshold. Bogey got the headshot
Oh,
threshold.
right. Okay, sick.
Yeah, so Bogey
Great.
just kills the infected outright.
My
See,
boy,
that's also
my
why
good
the
boy.
combat is fun, because, like, you could just be badasses and be like, boom, 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 we're done. You know, it's like, it's interesting.
Amazing. Okay, great.
So you still have your turn.
Okay, I think that when that clicker took a swipe at me, and what'd you say? I dodged it maybe? I think I just like stumbled backwards.
Yeah, like, you,
5
like,
feet.
you were able to get out of the way so that it barely got you, yeah.
So I'm just gonna stumble right here, just 5 feet back this way.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, she'll say fuck it and pull out her handgun as well.
Yeah.
Because fuck this shit. Okay. Sorry. The tabs.
You're good.
Okay, it's really good. Fucking fuck. Okay. 9. What is it?
Can I use my
What's your bonus
so
action?
that enemy to give you advantage if you need it?
What is it?
I do have fight dirty. You know what? I appreciate that. I'm gonna use mine. You keep yours.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Fight dirty.
Yep, roll an advantage.
It was worse.
Oh,
So it's gonna be the highest is 11 total to hit.
That unfortunately misses. It just bounces off a
Oh, that's
hardened
okay.
piece of fungus.
That's okay.
That's the end of Perry's turn. It is now back to the first clicker, who is going to attack Tori. That's also what gets scary at the end of these combats, because the less infected just means the same infected goes again and again and again and again. They just get more feral and more crazy. So this clicker is going to go attacking Tori. That is a 12, which misses.
Nice.
So he tries to attack you, and you're just, now that you have your full attention on him now, and he's not able to get to you. It is now Theo's turn, who's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Run up here, seeing his role model in danger, and is going to roll and is going to try and stab the clicker.
Oh my god, you go for the clicker? My boy!
And with a 14, he hits but does half damage.
Okay. JV, we got this.
Doing 1 point of damage to the clicker. So he does 1 point of damage to the clicker,
Yeah,
but hey, that's not
yeah.
nothing.
Wait, he does 1 or 3?
And then it's 1 because it's halved.
Oh, it's half.
Yeah. And then now it's Morgan's turn.
Morgan's stomach drops into her butt, but she tries to be cool about it. And a little bit proud, I guess. But
I guess.
she's gonna kind of stick to these sides here, get a lay of the land of everybody. And then Bogey's little, right? So, like,
Yeah.
he's short, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see over him.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
so I
clearly
can
see that clicker. Yep.
clear this guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll ignore Tori's scathing look at me, and aim my handgun at this guy.
Alrighty, roll for attack.
Lee. 14
14 hits and does half damage.
hits and does half damage. If I was to, no, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Never mind.
Glad I could
That
help.
is 5 points.
Ooh, okay. So you do 5 points of damage. That's the first damage that clicker's taken, but it
Actually, because everybody's freaking fucking around, and I mean the NPCs respectfully, I am gonna use my bonus action, I know pain, to add 4 to
It's for a
that.
total of 9.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Okay, so that
9
clicker's
points.
both clickers are looking pretty hurt, but they are still standing. That is the end of Morgan's turn, and then that means it is this clicker who is going to
probably
stumble
regret that.
forward towards you, Perry. It will attack you. That is a 15, which is going to hit, I presume. What is your current HP at?
12.
Oh, okay, cool. So this is fine. You take 5 hit points. So you're looking hurt. You get hit hard, but you are able to withstand another attack from this clicker. It is now Tyson's turn, who is going to flank this infected and hope to God to do something.
Dear God, please.
That's an 11, which misses. That's a 22, which is the headshot threshold, meaning finally one of these NPCs have done something. He attacks and kills this infected that is fighting both him and Nick. That's the end of Tyson's turn. Ruby, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to come for this clicker that is right between Tori and Wallace.
Okay.
How does flanked work? Do I have to be flanking?
Yeah, if you moved there, you would have advantage.
Move where?
Right there where I just moved you.
Oh, diagonal flank.
Yeah, with Theo.
Okay.
Because Theo's a real threat to this clicker.
Yeah.
I know it.
Boy.
Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20,
Yeah.
nice. That is full damage for the clicker.
Yeah, and I think Ruby, by the way, pretty much this whole time has been like screaming.
Yeah. She's like, "Ah!"
She's like,
He said, retcon, scream.
Yeah, yeah, amazing, love it. What's the damage that you do?
oh yes, damage.
This is very important.
4 plus 2, so 6.
6. Okay, so it's taken 13 damage. Full disclosure, this guy has 2 hit points left, so he's looking really hurt, but he is still standing.
I'm gonna add my cunning. I'm gonna do know thy enemy and add my cunning stat to damage.
Amazing. You have spent some time studying the written materials that the rare written materials that exist.
Oh, I've read about these guys.
Yeah, and you know that the fungal crown is very hard, and you have to really attack with the force. And you know that you have to give it that extra force, and you go to attack, and you kill this clicker. He is dead. That is the end of Ruby's turn. With the end of Ruby's turn, it is the last clicker's turn again, who is again going to attack you, Perry. That is a 15 to hit.
Fuck.
You have 7 hit points left.
I do.
Zach.
A clicker does a d6 plus 2 hit points of damage.
Zach.
My God, please.
I can do nothing.
We can't leave Bogey
Fucking
without an
selfish.
owner. What is it? Just say it. Just freaking say it.
Zach.
Okay, no, hold on. Listen. I told myself that I wasn't going to reveal this unless there was no other option. So, Theo is going to use not today. So he is going to step forward, and he is going to scream at the clicker, and the clicker is going to have to re-roll his attack.
This is the closest thing I've felt to being a parent in my whole life. Zach.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's a nat 20.
It is a nat 20.
Okay. That's okay.
Which means it's a disadvantage. So it's still just the 15 that hit earlier. There is no bite.
But
He
So let's-
did 7
It's
okay.
points of damage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
It's okay.
Zach, this is what
just
you wanted.
Is
the
this a
luck
dream?
of
Was this
the
all a
roll.
dream?
we all go. That's my favorite bit
We
to do.
camped for the night.
I love it because you were in a bed. So you just laid all the way back and came all the way up.
It's okay, Zach. It's okay. This is the game.
This is the game.
It'll just give Bogey more energy to.
Oh my
fuck him
God!
up.
Who's gonna take care of Bogey?
Oh, we'll take care of
He
it.
says, "Please take care."
Oh no, hold on. Just let me think for a second.
Zach, this is what you wanted. You wanted us to play this game with you.
I mean, it's fine. I'm only just like a newcomer to the remains
Just
after
let me-
watching it
just
since the
let me-
first season.
Just
but
let me think for
You
just
wanted
a
us to
second,
feel
okay?
pain.
I'm only like y'all's biggest
Just
fan
let me
next to
think
B.
for a second. Just let me think. Just let me think. Because there's another.
Stop voting in the chat.
Zach, seriously, it's okay.
No,
It's
okay, no.
Meg.
Morgan, will you read Martyr for me?
Yeah. Just for funsies?
Yeah.
Move up to 10 feet and replace yourself as a target to an attack.
Am I loud? Sorry. Sorry, there's babies sleeping next door.
In this economy? In this apocalypse? He can't make it.
He wouldn't have been able to make it. He was too
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah.
10 feet. I thought it was maybe if it was full movement. What's
What
10
if at the
feet?
last?
Wait, is it
What
10
if-
feet in addition to, like, so he already moved, but you could do your full movement, and if you use Martyr, you can move up to 10 feet? Or have we, in the past, had this discussion?
So what we're talking about is it has been revealed that Theo is a protector skin. There's a move that protectors have that is a bonus action that is called Martyr. And it says that they can move up to 10 feet and they become the target of the attack.
Oh, but if he just used his not today.
Well,
then
what I
he
was going to
can't
say
use-
is I was originally going to have him use Martyr, but I was like, I don't think he can get there. And so, but now you reading that, I don't know if I did mean an additional 10 feet. Listen, I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be real with all of you. Perry's not going to die right now. I just need to figure out the way that it's going to happen. So...
I think in the past we've done an additional.
No, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to change the mechanics of this game. The mechanics are what the mechanics are. What I am going to do is say that the purpose of this game is all about narrative, and it's all about a good story. So what I will allow is for a narrative moment of sacrifice to save you in this moment. And so you do not get attacked. And you do not take 7 points of damage. But what does happen is Bogey jumps in front of the clicker.
This is worse.
Bogey is bitten by the clicker and is attacked by the clicker.
Ugh.
But he saves you in this moment.
But here's my question. Does he take 7 points of damage because he has 8 HP and he has not been bit? He's not...
If you want to keep playing this game.
Okay.
Honestly,
You have to lose it all.
And I it's the only way I can justify it in my brain.
Okay. No, that's okay. That's okay.
So it needs to be something big. It needs to be a big deal, and I'm not gonna make it Theo. Not
he'd be fine if he took 7 points.
well. She's
He's gonna
died.
get bitten.
I am a character is going to replacing a death here. Is what's happening.
It's
yeah.
Nick.
No,
Nick
it's
is
not
perfect.
Nick. It's not Nick.
Nick is closer than Theo.
I no, but he was even closer than that, Bogey.
No, they're the same distance.
Angie, stop fighting with me.
That's not a price to pay. That's a price I would pay to see.
I just
No, this
I
is
can't.
good narratively.
I
for
can't.
her. This is
I
good.
can't, in good conscience, kill a newbie in the second session.
No, this is a good way to
I
get
just
around
can't
it,
do it.
Okay. Narratively, this works very well for her.
But
As
narratively,
sad as
I
it
feel
is.
like
Narratively, Bogey is the protector skin.
I feel like I can justify it with a narrative sacrifice like this. You know what? And if I'm sorry, do you
It's
agree with
okay.
this, Meg?
I surely do.
Okay.
As sad as I am.
Okay.
I don't listen. Here's the deal. I don't agree, but I understand.
Yeah. Yes.
I hate you for the rest of my life,
course.
but
Of
I
course.
understand.
Of course, of
And that's
course.
the price we all must pay.
But what I am gonna give you is we're gonna
Yes.
exit this combat.
Ish.
We're gonna say that in the next coming moments, this infected would be taken care of quite quickly by one of you. And the moment has died, and there is a beat of silence. And you realize that there are no more screeches, no more screams, no more infected. And then the adrenaline starts to drain, and you start to realize what happened, where you are, is everything okay? You self-assess, and then Perry, we'll say that as Bogey was being attacked, you are the one who dealt the final blow to the clicker. And as you push it aside, Bogey is there, whimpering on the ground. And he struggles but does get up. and just comes up to you, and you land on your knees and kind of catch him as he falls. And you're on your knees holding Bogey. And he looks up at you and he licks your face. And you can tell that his whimpering is not from his own pain. It's from his worry for you. And his hope that you are all right. And
I'm like literally crying.
and what does Perry do in this moment? What does she say?
Does he seem like he's like going, like fading away, or is he sitting in the cry? Like, I know you said he doesn't seem to be in whimpering from the pain, but is he fading fast or not?
He's fading pretty fast.
Okay. She's just gonna hold him.
He doesn't take his eyes off you.
And she's just gonna whisper just in his ear, just like holding him, like, you're my good boy. You're my good boy. And just like cry into him. And just keep saying like thank you to him. And like not just for this, but for everything.
It's a moment before you realize that you no longer hear his heartbeat, which just makes you continue to sob even further. And as the camera zooms away from this moment, starts to pan out and widen, we see the blood of the bodies, scratches, scars on people's faces, the terror in Theo Donaldson's eyes as he realizes what truly is out here. And all that we hear, other than the crackling of fire, are the sorrowful sobs of grief coming from Perry. And that is where we will take an early bio break so that we can digest from that and take a moment. I apologize for the intensity of that. Take care of yourself. Stand up, stretch, get some water. But don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Hello, we're back. I hope everybody's okay. We are here. Yeah, I don't think there's much we need to say. I don't necessarily need to defend myself, but that's the decision we made. Everybody's okay with it. Felt cheap to fudge the mechanics, but didn't feel cheap to have a narrative sacrifice there. So you all
Let's all take a
have
second.
Okay. Are we praying?
Just for Bogey.
Okay, for
No.
Bogey. Oh yes. Oh okay. Yes, of course.
Yeah. Pour one out for Bogey.
But the night is calm once more. The sobs have quieted. That is yours.
I think.
Oh, by the
Pretty
way,
quickly
sorry.
after
Just mechanically, I just wanted. You didn't take that last 7 points of damage, so whatever you were at, I think you're still at 7. So you're at 7 hit points. Parry. Just make sure. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks.
Tori would. I almost said Jenna. Tori would run up to Theo, like right as the battle was ending. I think she would have been like running to help him as like the clicker in front of her died. And seeing that he's kind of shaken, she would like try to grab him by the face and say, "You did great." Hey, you survived. That's all that matters out here.
And you see that he kind of like breaks away and looks, Mom! And he runs over to Morgan. Mom!
I would, just hug him.
He hugs you back.
How are you? How are you? You doing okay?
I'm
You
alright.
breathing?
Yeah, I didn't get any hurt at all. Did you get hurt?
No.
I stabbed that clicker, Mom. I stabbed it.
I'll take his face in my hands and say, "It's only gonna get harder. Are you ready? This is what it is."
I'm scared. But I'm ready.
You did amazing. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
And I'll look at Tori as like I like hug him over his shoulder and like nod at her.
Give her a nod back and then walk around and start checking to see who needs what.
Yeah, Tyson, Nick, and Sarah kind of all check in on each other. Sarah and Tyson looking
Yeah, I
more,
don't
a little
check
bit
in
more
on
hurt.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I drop kick Nick down the valley. Is that okay? Do I need to roll for that or?
I think since Ruby is right by Wallace, and Ruby is hurt, I would kind of just like turn to him and be like breathing hard and like, oh my god, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Oh, okay. Are you hurt?
And he looks down and like realizes he is a bit like scraped up on like a side. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess. I've got this, and he pulls out a med kit. Do you need something?
How many of those we got? This happened in our first night. I'm like, I don't know. Should we save it? Maybe it'll be worse later.
I suppose
I'm like,
if you're okay.
I'm like holding my arm, like trying to stop bleeding.
Yeah.
How bad do you think you are? I mean, there's one more, so.
Oh yeah, we only have the two, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
You can always find more. But yeah, as of right now.
Theoretically,
Going
so
to a
you
medical
say.
bunker.
Theoretically, so you say, yeah.
Maybe we should check in with the others, see who needs it the most. I can use one, but I don't. If someone needs it more than me, that's okay, and I'll be fine. I need to wrap this up and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna like pull the rags out of the med kit and just start like
Yeah.
like doing it. Like
Yeah.
trussing you up and stuff.
Yeah.
Were you bit?
No,
Are you
no.
okay? Okay. Just yeah.
The one that was on top of me, though. I thought it was the end for sure.
Was yeah. I'm hungry now. Here and
Yeah.
finishes. tying
Do you
it
do?
up.
Do you think you use any of the like actual healing from the med kit, or do you just stop the bleeding?
I think I just stopped the bleeding. So
Okay,
basically, like pulling apart the med kit, use the rags part of it, and keep
Yeah.
the alcohol part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have the med, like just the alcohol part.
No, you can. We can say that you like stop the bleeding, but you can still have the med kit to like
Okay.
use for healing if you don't want to use the healing yet.
Yeah, I mean, like Ruby said, like we can see who needs them the most because I know. Let's see, what am I? I'm down 6 HP. And they heal for 7, right?
Mhm.
So
Up to 7 if the two of you do it. Yeah.
up to 7?
Up to 7 meaning as in like you can heal someone for 2 and someone else for 3, or heal
Huh?
someone for 2.
Okay.
It's like you get a certain amount of the hit. Yeah. It's like
Of
it's like
Okay,
when
well-
someone else uses it, they have 5 healing points worth of supplies in the med kit. But you guys, as like the book smart quote unquote skins, are like you're able to just like use the supplies a little bit more efficiently
can
and
go a
like
little
stretch
further.
them a little bit more, and that's why you guys are able to heal for a little bit more. So that's what it means. It's
Okay.
it's a bank of 7 hit points.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Then to stick with that mechanic, why don't I just say I use one of the hit points
Yeah,
in the
that's
med
what I was.
kit?
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So you got 1 hit
Okay.
point back, and you will
Still
get
get one.
one after this long rest.
When we sleep, yeah.
Sarah and Tyson seem to be using a med kit that the 3 of them had to heal each
Yeah,
other.
and I feel like we know that Perry is injured. I think I would like once I'm at least like bandaged up, I would like turn around and be like, does anyone need some of the supplies in here? Wallace has his med kit.
I would say Perry. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Meg. I don't know if Perry even like recognizes you in saying that, but you do like visibly see Perry and see that she's pretty roughed up.
Yeah.
I'd like to think Perry's also kind of like out distanced from everyone, maybe has moved.
yeah. I didn't know if you'd still be there with Bogey, or if you would. Yeah.
I think she's taken Bogey just off into an alone space,
Okay, yeah.
not too far away, but off yonder to just be with him alone.
Okay, yeah. Noted.
Gosh. Do you more
definitely-
experience?
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. I was just
Tori
gonna ask a
definitely
question.
wouldn't say that she was hurt, but she is.
Okay.
But she is.
I have a question for more experienced remains players about like rationing med kits. Would you recommend like trying to heal up after a fight like this, or
I mean,
Not the first one.
not the
I
first
don't know what it was
one.
about.
But also, we only regain so much, so it is like you do want to heal more than you would with maybe spells, because with spells you're like, oh well, we're just gonna get a long rest. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would
what's
say
the-
almost yes, because our DM probably will find a way to get us some med kits if we use all of our med kits. Don't tell him I said that.
Quite the assumption.
I mean, he might not.
You are on your
But
way to
you
another
might.
settlement. Just
Are benevolent.
and who knows
Okay,
where you'll
well-
find
You
along
can't
the way.
heal in the middle. I would say you cannot heal in the middle of combat like you can in D&D. So we want to be as good going into combat as we can be.
I would say, as a person who's usually on the outside, the party usually tries to, like, because there's like a max of 15. the party usually tries to keep everybody around 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Okay.
doesn't try to heal everybody all the way, but tries to heal everybody so that they can survive 1 to 2 attacks.
Then Wallace is gonna go up to like in his tent, go to his rations and pull out a jar of maize pickles.
Okay.
And go up to Tori and be like, I can't open it. Can you? And just see like
He
just see
sounds
how
busy. There's a lot more going on than this.
uh-huh.
Like she definitely like goes to get it and is like, "Can't you see I'm busy?"
Do you need any like stitching up or something?
You make sure everybody else is all right first.
Okay.
I think I would like motion that we need to check on Perry, even though she's walked away.
Morgan, did you raise your hand?
I was gonna check on Perry even though she walked away.
Okay, yeah.
What?
We can say while the two of them are discussing it, you see that Morgan is making her way over there.
Which way did she go? Perry, which way would you have gone?
If we're looking at the map, maybe just kind of over here, near these like little trees.
Further into the woods.
Amazing. Zach, is that also where all of the infected came from?
Technically, yeah.
That direction? Okay. So I see Perry go that way. I already wanted to go that way.
Yeah.
To kind of just see. I'm very curious about where the infected came from, and I don't want to alarm anyone yet.
Yeah.
So I kind of see Perry go off, and I'm like, yeah, I'll come around and give her like enough time to get settled, have a moment, and then like come up behind. Do you want to? We could bury him out here if you want, or we can bring him back. We're close enough. We could send Sarah or Tyson. We could send you too if you wanted, but I mean, I think you're pretty valuable here.
I can bury him. I can bury him.
Well, do you want help? Is what I'm saying. We rarely can do these things alone.
I can bury him.
Okay.
And Perry will take like kind of a deep breath and just finally kind of look up at Morgan and just kind of give her a little nod, I guess, of like, thank you, but I need to do this alone, kind of a nod, a look, if you will.
Well, when you're ready to not do it alone, you let me know. Because that time will come. And
Perry's
I'll...
just...
Oh.
No, go please, yeah.
Yeah, I would at that just like turn and continue farther in to see if I can see any more evidence of where these
Yeah, go ahead and roll a
infected
search
came
check.
from. Okay, fine, I will.
Okay, you do it.
Okay, quit yelling at me. I was doing so well, and then it comes time to be important. A 7.
7. You can tell that there are no other tracks than these 5. Other than that, with a 7, you just assume that this is maybe a small pack that got branched off from a larger horde. You don't recognize any of them.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's what I can tell you.
Okay. I will go back and just like really quietly and casually to Tori, kind of in passing as things are getting cleaned up, just be like, I don't like that we ran across these guys, and I don't know where they came from. We keep this area pretty clean.
Yeah, well, I hate to keep saying it, and I'm not. We're gonna have a lot more coming if we keep firing these guns.
I know. I'm sorry.
Look, it happened, and I don't think that. I mean, we can't change it now, but the reason we don't have a lot around here is because we're not doing stuff like that. We're not drawing attention to ourselves.
You're right. We'll remind the group. Stuff like that we can clear out quietly. Presumably, I don't know, it wasn't our best work. It's kind of a shit show out there.
Yeah, it kind of was. I think everybody was a little unprepared for what's out here.
Maybe in the morning we can motivate the troops, I guess.
I don't know that I'm a motivator, but I'm sure that they'll listen to you.
And like a severe bout of deja vu just like flies over Morgan, and like as someone who didn't feel as caught off guard as everybody else, this is the moment that she's caught off guard, and I like, okay, good night. And like as fast as I can get away from the interaction.
Good night.
I'm gonna go throw up in the woods.
You like say goodnight and you like go back like towards your tent, and you see that Theo is passed out in her tent.
Nice.
But he has a tent of his own, but he's passed out in your tent.
Oh. Yeah, I'll get in and I'll zip up.
Tori, what do you do?
I think once she sees that everybody's kind of got what they need, she would.
You check on the horses because they were there this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. I just like kind of check. I do like a perimeter around the camp.
Yeah.
And then I think she just like grabs one of the logs nearby and like sets it on the edge of camp and sits there to watch.
Okay.
To take a watch.
Okay. Ruby, Wallace?
I think whenever Perry comes back from burying Bogey, I would like catch her before she heads back to her own tent and kind of silently but like insistently be like, you have to make sure that you're okay. Like you're like, yeah, you're not gonna be any use to any of the rest of us or yourself if we don't like fix you up a little bit. Offer some supplies from the med kit and just be like quietly, I'm so sorry, Perry. I'm so sorry. Like, but kind of keep talk to minimum, respecting Perry's distance.
Yeah, I think Perry will just kind of not really respond, I guess. Maybe like just glaze over the face kind of a thing. Like she's seeing you talking, but she's not really hearing.
Cool. Do you want?
How much healing do you do?
Yeah, a couple, like three point heal. Are you at 7? 3, 4?
I'm at 7. Yeah.
You could do 3
gonna
because
get one if
you'll
sleep.
Yeah, you'll get one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll give you 3.
Okay. I think that when you're kind of helping her out, she will kind of like, again, like see you like whatever, bandaging or, whatever, all the things. And maybe when you're finished, she'll kind of like come to and give you a very similar nod that she gave to Morgan of like, thank you for respecting my peace right now, I guess. I don't know, like just an acknowledgement to you, a thank you without saying it.
I'll be like, get some rest. You deserve it.
As it, I imagine as Perry is like getting up to go, Wallace, who's like in the like talking part of it, was like standing a little bit further away, and then kind of like comes closer when there's like a little of the like fixing up to do, but is like silent and like respectful, not knowing what to say. But then as Perry like starts walking away, is gonna like gesture down at his camera and be like, I might have some video of him we could look at when we get back. Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Again, Perry's kind of glazed over, but she hears you and doesn't say anything still. She's very, like, nonverbal in her communication right now, but I think maybe she has a really, really, really slight hint of, like, a smile, like a curve in her lip that is almost barely there. And that's all she gives you.
Amazing. Does everybody find sleep for the evening?
I would eventually let somebody give me 2 points of healing if they offer it again.
Okay.
I'll come
somebody
by
wanna do
with the
that?
pickles
Tori.
want
Actually,
pickles
Wallace,
now?
while you're there and while you're like kind of finishing up working on Tori, everybody else has gone to bed. A log is placed across the fire, and Nick Colton sits down across the fire from you.
He's about to die.
For me?
Yeah, and he just stares at the fire as Wallace kind of wraps up and then leaves. Or whatever Wallace does, kind of you see Nick. What do you think Wallace would do in this moment is you see like Nick come down and you're like actively healing Tori, so I'll say you physically feel the tensing up of Tori.
I imagine I would have Tori holding the jar of pickles opened at this point.
Yeah.
And I would be doing a little bit of the like healing thing, and then when he comes over, I just shut up and
Yeah.
and like finish up and like sensing the sensation, probably feeling that Tori is tensed up, like looking down, maybe a quick glance over, and then just make eye contact with Tori.
Tori, what do you think you do in this moment as Wallace looks at you?
Obviously finished up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I think Tori plays it really cool, like she didn't even notice that Nick just sat down. And looks at Wallace and says, well, you're gonna get woken up for a watch at some point. You better go to bed.
Starts walking away and then comes back for the jar of pickles
Yeah.
and takes it and goes off.
The entire time Nick is just like watching. And then once he's gone,
and then I think
yeah.
very casually as he walks away, Tori gets out her knife and just starts sharpening it by the fire.
Nick will sit there quietly. He doesn't just stare at you the entire time. He kind of messes with the fire occasionally, looks around, but he will sit there in silence unless you say something to him.
I think Tori would try really hard to not be the first person to speak, but she would not be able to not.
Uh-huh.
So like an uncomfortable amount of time passes.
Yeah.
And she starts to like think about what she's gonna say and eventually just kind of spits out, what gives you the fucking nerve?
I'm just trying to keep watch over my people.
Your people.
Yeah, my people.
Heard that before.
I know, Tori. Listen. I haven't said anything to you because it's not my place to. You don't want an apology from me. You wouldn't believe it if I gave it to you. I do regret the actions of my past. But, again, I know those words fall on empty ears, and that's understandable. I am simply here to help my community. The people who became my community when they gave me a second chance. Took me in when no one else would. I learned a lot over the past number of years. Past decade. I'm a different man now.
From how I see it, forgiveness, regret is for slip-ups, mistakes, things you do a few times. Not for forcefully marrying and drugging women and enslaving an entire group of people the way that you did.
I didn't.
You may not have killed my mother directly, but you killed her.
You weren't born into the world that I was born into. You were born into this one. Made for it, bred for it. When I was thrown into this world, I snapped. I gave in to my deepest, darkest wants. Because what did it matter? The Lord had abandoned us. Hell was here on earth. I don't know why I'm trying to explain myself to you. Like I said, I know you won't hear it. But what do you expect me to do, Tori? You want me to put the gun to my temple myself? Because I'm sorry, I'm too much of a coward to do it. But listen. If you want to raise that gun up right there, point it right in between these baby blues. Pull the trigger. I'm not going to stop you. But until that happens, I'm going to do whatever I can to be better. That's all I can do.
If your entire moral compass in whatever world existed before this was thrown out the window when you realized there wasn't a magic man of the sky judging you anymore, that tells me all I need to know. And I hope you're right. And you are alive only because you are protecting the people I love. But I hope when you do finally find your end, I hope you rot in hell. You're on watch. She's gonna go to bed.
Okay. Amazing. You all find sleep for the evening.
I'm not supposed to fall in love with her, right?
No.
Okay.
But,
Cool.
as the returning players may know, the night sometimes brings dreams.
No.
These dreams sometimes come in the form of memories. So, Wallace, you are asleep, slumber having taken you. And then in the next moment of consciousness, you are sitting in the office of Derek Williams Gavin. You're younger. This was about 3-4 years ago. And you're not exactly sure why you've been called in here. You got into a little bit of a tussle with one of your fellow younger teenagers over a book. But like that was nothing. That can't be what this is, right? And as you're sitting there waiting, maybe a little anxiously, the door finally opens and Derek walks in. And he sits at his desk with a sigh across from you. Wally. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Do you know why you're in here?
Well, I mean, I didn't really mean to hurt anyone. I just thought I should stand up for myself, and he had already had the book for about.
Oh, Wally, what? And I don't tell me what you're ever about to tell me. You're not in trouble.
Oh. Good.
You're here because I owe you an apology. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to miss your birthday yesterday. The day got away from me and things have been difficult and I'm sorry. And I wanted to apologize.
It's okay.
That I'm lying to you.
What?
It took a minute to get here from New Memphis. I thought it would be here yesterday, but it didn't arrive till today. But I didn't forget. And I'm kind of mad at you for not reminding me.
Whoa.
You should remind me in case I do forget.
Well, it wouldn't be. I'm fine if you do, and you got me something.
Yeah, I got
Something?
you something. Yeah, he opens up a drawer, and he pulls out a box that's just like wrapped in parchment paper. And he says, "All right, here, open it. But be careful with it. All right, it's fragile."
Shaky hands.
Shaky hands. You start to unwrap it, unbox it, and as you finally see what the gift is, you see the camcorder that you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fudge.
And he reaches into the drawer again, and he puts down a tape, and he slides it over.
Whoa. Do you know what this is?
Yeah. I was. The question is, do you know what it is?
It's a movie camera.
Yeah. And you can record on this tape. And I've checked in with Vicky, and we have the right aux plugins, and we can watch what you record on the projector.
Well, I can. This isn't just to play that one Rugrats tape we have.
No. Wally, you can make movies for other people to watch. But you're only going to be able to have one movie at a time.
Oh.
We have this one tape, and that's all I could find.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll make a good one. I'll make it good. It'll be the best movie you ever seen, and you can be in it.
Oh, I don't want to be. I don't. Unless
You can be. You'd be good.
you
You'd be like John Travolta or something.
yeah. There's other. Yeah.
He's
I'd
in
love to be.
Greece.
He is in Greece. Yes. Yeah. Well, do you like it? I mean, I know that.
Yes.
You know...
Yeah. Thank you. And he gets up and hugs him.
Yeah, he gives you a big hug.
It's okay if you forget my birthday, and I'm really happy you didn't. But I know you've got a whole town to worry about.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna forget, okay?
Okay.
And as the two of you kind of smile and you run out with this camcorder, your consciousness fades into the dark again, and sleep takes you over. Ruby, we now see you in Blue Valley. This is a memory of yours shortly after you arrived in Blue Valley. This is your second day. You just kind of had a meeting and a talk with Derek and the community, and you and your brother, Luke Russell, are sitting in your cabin, and the two of you are chatting. And he's kind of like spread out on the bed, and he looks around, and he says, I just can't believe that places like this exist.
I know. It's like I had read so much about them, and I knew that people weren't lying, of course, but I mean, can you believe we get this room to ourselves? Just you. I mean, and like the reason it's just you and me isn't great, but it's crazy, and there's so many people here.
So many people. I mean, but the thing is if a place like this exists, maybe, I don't know, maybe Dad found a place like this. Maybe Mom, Caleb, maybe they found places like this.
But, well, and you think Dad would have just abandoned us?
No,
I mean,
no,
that would be.
You're right.
I mean, I hope he did. I hope he did, and I hope Mom and Casey did too. But I don't know. Sorry, I just get really in my head about why they never came back. And
No, I know, and I know that you're confused about it, and Casey's mad about it, and I'm just kind of in denial about it. I think still,
yeah.
You guys didn't have as long as I did with Dad.
Yeah, you look like a deer in the headlights talking to anyone else. Not
Yeah.
used to it.
Well, I think there's something I want to tell you, and I'm kind of afraid to tell you.
Okay. Don't you leave me too, Luke.
No,
Don't.
I think I want to stay.
Oh. Were you thinking about not staying?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't know if you thought that maybe you wanted to go looking for Mom and Casey, or. But
Oh, well.
but I kind of just want to stay here.
I think if anyone can help us find Mom and Casey, it's going to be people with more resources than we've ever had in our life. And, I don't think they trust us quite yet, but I really want them to. And I don't know, maybe they'd like help us create a search party to find them sometime soon,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. And in the meantime, we can just kind of, I don't know, maybe try to make this place a home. Maybe try to get to know people a little more.
Yeah. Okay. We should try to get to know people and help out where we can and really be a part of the community, and feel like I have lots of ways that I can try to contribute, even though it might take me a while to catch on. And
Are you kidding me? They're gonna love you, Ruby. If anything, I'm worried that they're gonna want to kick you out because of me.
Why? Boo.
I don't know.
What to bring?
Like what? I lived in a bunker my whole life.
So did
Yeah,
I.
but you're smart.
You picked up more than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah.
You just gotta have a little confidence and don't isolate.
Okay. Why don't we? I don't know. Why don't we go to the mess hall, get some dinner? Maybe we can sit next to some people.
Okay. And Luke, you have to promise me something. Don't. Everyone has. Everyone has not come back. I need you to promise me you'll always come back.
Hey, I will always come back. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Come on, loser. And he like roughs you out the door, and your consciousness fades back into sleep. Perry, you are. The next moment of your consciousness is you are in your old room. And you're currently laying in your bed. And you're writing in a journal. And the door is kicked open. And we see what looks like Perry Parker in the doorway. But you obviously know this is your sister Paige. And she walks in the door and she leans against the door frame and she says, "Are you going to be in here all night, or are you ever going to come down?"
Are you ever gonna knock and not just like barge in through the door? You scared the shit out of me, dude.
I knew you weren't doing
Fuck.
anything.
What do you mean I'm not doing anything? If I'm in here with the door closed, that means I am tending to my business. you
Okay,
freak.
but I know when you're tending to business or not because we're twins and we have twin telepathy.
Okay.
Think of a number
Okay.
between 5 and 10.
You're so stupid. I'm not gonna think of a number between. Okay, I've got it. Fuck.
6.
I wasn't thinking. Okay, I was thinking 6.
I knew it!
Okay?
I knew it!
You're so annoying.
No, I'm not. You're annoying. Hey, so,
What is
I just
it?
came back from, it looks like it's getting worse. Mom and Dad are starting to get a little scared. Mom mainly more. But Dad thinks that we should... He says that this kind of stuff used to happen all the time. And that it always ended up being fine. So...
Okay.
But I'm starting to get a little afraid.
Well, why are you afraid? Because if Dad says that we're like this is normal, I guess in the before times, shouldn't we like not freak? Why are you nervous?
Maybe he's so confident because he doesn't personally know anybody who's sick. Maybe if he did, he wouldn't feel the same way.
I mean, fair point.
Harry.
Paige.
She kind of sighs. And then she grabs both of your hands. And she leans forward and presses her forehead against yours. And she says, "Come on. Be my twin." Don't make me say it. And in that moment, you realize. And she kind of backs away.
Wait.
I've been volunteering more, and I don't know, it could be nothing, but I've just been I've just felt weird, and Perry, I'm just kind of scared.
Okay, come sit down. Come sit down. I'll usher her to the bed and sit next to her.
She doesn't even sit down. She like sits on the bed, but then like lays her head in your lap.
It's probably nothing.
Yeah,
It's probably nothing.
you're right.
Does Dad know that you're feeling this way?
No, I'm scared to tell him.
Paige, he has to know. I mean, to your point, I myself have felt kind of whatever about this, but fuck, now that we have to go tell him, like, now, dude.
But if we don't, we can just live in this moment right now where it's not a big deal and everything's fine and you're a loser in her room alone.
You know what? Let's just sit here for a few minutes.
Okay. And you sit there, running your hands through her hair as she coughs one more time. And consciousness fades away again as you fall back into slumber. Tori. You spent some time away from Blue Valley. And you now sit in the middle of a city with the biggest amount of people that you've ever seen, post-apocalypse wise. And you are sitting on a rooftop and you are drinking a beer, sitting in a lawn chair next to another individual, someone you just recently met. And she looks over at you. She has long, blonde hair, graying in certain points. And she's lived here in Atlanta for a while now. You know her name is Lex Cooper. And she kind of looks over and takes a sip from her beer. And she says, "So have you decided yet? You gonna call Atlanta your new home?"
I don't know. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. It's better now than it was, though. A few years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was a big... Well, Fedra still had this place, and that's a long story. So you ran into Fable and Luke.
Yeah, that's really the biggest reason why I started coming down here.
Wow. I'm glad to hear they're okay. You know, Tori,
No, go ahead.
I appreciate getting to know you these past few months, and you know, this really isn't my place, but I just kind of wanted to say there was a time when I could have left here, Atlanta. I had lost a good friend of mine. I had to put down two good friends of mine. And I was right there. But I decided to stay. I had made it all the way to Atlanta after coming from New York. And I don't know, I just can't help but see a lot of similarities between our story, Tori. You came up from Georgia and made it all the way to Tennessee, all the way to Blue Valley, and you were reunited with a sister you never knew you had. And it's horrible that she was taken from you. But I feel like you, just like me, didn't just have blood family there. I'm sure there's people that miss you. Wonder how you are, where you are. Just because your mom's gone, your sister's gone, just because those people related to you by blood is gone, doesn't mean your whole family's gone. But hey, that's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, it's not really my place.
You might be right. I know. Keep thinking. The last thing I want to do is go back to Blue Valley. The last thing I want to do is see the looks of pity from everybody and go back in my tiny apartment where I lived with my mom and see Morgan, who I know just sees Jenna every time she looks at me. I guess I see Jenna when I look at her too. But I feel like I need to go back. I feel like I'm looking out here for something that I just need to protect there.
There's nothing wrong with journeying the whole world to find answers that were always right outside your front door. You still got to see the whole world.
So I made this whole journey down here for what?
To meet me.
Oh, of course, to meet you. Of course, to meet you.
And everybody better hear about Lex Cooper back in Blue Valley.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. Not that social, but if it comes up, I'll definitely bring you up, you know?
You came out here, Tori, to prove that you can. And you did. You had assumptions of yourself and you proved them. But God, kid, just looking at you, I can tell. You gotta get back.
Probably right. But not tonight.
Hell
Let me
no.
hear.
And she cheers
Good
you.
cheers.
And as the night takes over in Atlanta, the night comes back for you, and you fall asleep yet again. Morgan. You are standing at Jenna's grave. She was just buried a couple hours ago. Everyone else is gone. Everyone else has walked away, but you have remained. You've stayed. And you're standing there, looking at Jenna's tombstone, standing near the fresh dirt that was just filled in. Grass not even given a chance to grow over yet. In this brief moment here, do you say anything to Jenna or to the universe?
For that time we took the boys on a picnic by the lake. And I think it was the night before we went to go get Wes. It was always you. And it'll always be you. And all.
You hear footsteps
Oh,
approaching.
fuck.
And a blanket is thrown over your shoulders. And stepping beside you is maybe not the person you would expect, as Zachariah Williams Gavin stands next to you.
Oh boy.
And he just stands there at first, just staring down, looking at Jenna along with you. When I first showed up here, you guys, you weren't ready. You were a bit naive to the way the world was.
Yeah.
But not Jenna. She always knew the stakes. She always knew how dangerous everything was. And yet, she chose to go through it anyway. I mean, it's not really bravery if you don't understand what's at stake. But when you do, that's brave.
She always was the bravest of us.
She was. Remember our trip to go get Wes? You got bit. We had to chop that finger off. I never told you this, but that's when I knew that Jenna was in love with you. The fear on her face was the most I had ever seen her lose her cool. When you were in danger. She knows. Anything that you would say here, she knows. But Morgan, I don't normally say things like this, so don't take it for granted, please. But this cannot result in me losing you too. Promise?
I think for a second Morgan thinks that she can and then she'll just start sobbing. Not for anyone to comfort her, not for any particular reason, just like a deeply intense purge.
Yeah.
And then she will take a breath.
I think as that's happening, again, not in a all poor baby way, but Zach does pull you into him, and you sob into him, and he's just simply there giving you support.
Yeah.
And maybe not, but maybe what brings Morgan out of it is when she realizes that she's not sobbing alone, and that Zach, as guarded as he is also releasing his emotions in this moment with you.
Yeah. Then we would cry together. And then I think Morgan would stop, wipe her face, look at him, maybe wipe his face, or like start to, and then he'll
Maybe
like,
you
no,
both
no.
start wiping each other's face and you start laughing at the ridiculousness of you
Yeah.
like making each other presentable.
Yeah. And I think that in that moment, like, I'll just look at him and say, okay. Forward we go.
All right. And he takes 2 steps away, turns back, and holds out his hand for you.
I'll give him a low high five and walk in front of him.
He just laughs, that deep chuckle that he's got.
He has been doing that recently. He thinks it's so funny.
And your vision fades. Your consciousness slips away as you fall back into slumber. And all of the NPCs also have cool dreams. And then you all wake up having healed 1 hit point. Some of you are probably pretty sore. But you have had a night's sleep. There's been no more obstacles, no more events. You were able to wake up. The fire was kept warm throughout the night from the watches. Coffee is made in a traveling kettle. And the morning is yours. Does anybody do anything in particular in the morning before you start to head to the superstore, New Memphis? Or do you kind of just get ready and quiet? Whichever you prefer.
I would pull Theo aside at some point during the morning.
Okay, yeah. He's like munching on some like jerky. Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to give you something.
Oh, okay.
And she would pull her dad's hunting knife out of her bag. You know, this isn't mine.
It was Jenna's.
Yeah, and you know, I took it. I wasn't thinking. I took it when, but you know, her dad gave it to his oldest kid, and I think she probably would have done the same thing. And she'll hand him the hunting knife. On the like wood of the handle is engraved the last name Baker.
You see when you...
Sorry, Angie.
When you reference Theo as a child of Jenna's, his eyes well up. And he doesn't grab the knife at first because he just thrusts his arms around your waist.
Tori definitely like doesn't know what to do
Floating arms.
for a second.
Yeah.
And then eventually hugs him back, and then after a second grabs his shoulders and pushes him back.
Cool. That's really cool. And he takes the knife. That's cool. Do you want
take
this
care of
one? And he like holds out the knife that he has.
Yes.
Okay. And he gives it to you. That's Dad's. It's not special. He found it.
Oh, all right. Well, honestly, I probably found it. He usually takes credit for that kind of thing.
Oh. Lame.
So it's mine.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Tori. You're not mad at me for
Well,
coming anyway?
No, this is what you've been training for, kid.
Yeah. I'm not a
Speaking of
kid,
which,
but
no
yeah.
days off. Let's go warm up.
Oh, okay. And he
And she has like a regimen that she goes through
Yeah.
every day, and he like eventually learned. And
yeah, amazing. As the two of you get into that, anybody else getting up to some morning conversations or anything? It's okay if not. Just want to leave space for it. Angie's dying, currently dead.
It's fine. This has just been 3 seasons of build-up. It's fine.
Wallace, I saw that you went off mute. You doing something?
Yeah, Wallace would have filmed, maybe just gotten a glimpse of Theo hugging Tori and would have filmed that.
Yeah.
And then knowing his mission of like gathering details, he's going to go over to the infected bodies and then see if
Which
he can
probably,
just see.
at this point, put into like a pile. And
Yeah.
Like respect it. Like you don't take time to bury the infected, but you like respectfully like put them aside and like yeah.
He's going to do a little investigation, see if there's any
Okay.
sign of where they might have come from on the bodies.
Yeah, go ahead and do a search check for me.
Cool. Nat 20 plus
Nat
6.
20. Okay, wow. With a nat 20, this is what I will tell you. The runners are truly not that old. And the clickers seem to be... So, the clickers are almost completely covered in fungal armor. And so it's hard to tell. They're like on the verge of bloaters. They're so covered. And so it's hard to tell what's going on with them, but you see like combat boots sticking out at one point. You see a knee pad on one of them, and you put together that the clickers are wearing military fatigues and the runners are not. And so you feel like the clickers might have found the runners and vice versa, and like that's how that was created. That little mini pack there, because they go after sound, and so it makes sense that the runners were making sound and maybe attracted a roaming pair of clickers. Because as Morgan says, you keep this place relatively clean. So if you do run into infected in this general area, they're usually quite older infected. They're usually of the clicker because they've managed to elude, contact with y'all for that long. And with a nat 20, I will say on one of the runners, you find a name tag from the superstore. And that's when you look at one of the other ones, and I mean, I don't know who it would be narratively, but we will say like you have like a moment click in your brain where you realize you recognize one of them from the last time the celebration happened from New Memphis. These runners are from New Memphis.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna run up to Morgan and show her what I found.
Oh.
And see, and then they're wearing a name tag, which is strange, but I guess if your name matches, but
Well, yeah, like we don't get that.
To be
I don't know
still
about.
wearing a name tag.
I don't know if you know this, but there used to be this whole industry of names on keychains that you could go get at gift shops, and so if you find something with your name on it, it's really exciting. And I imagine that if I found something with the name Morgan on it, I too would wear it.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
James is a pretty common name, but yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
Do you think there's one with mine?
fuck. Well, hang on, Wallace.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I got sidetracked a little bit with my nostalgia. This is fucked up.
So that means, are
Some
they all? Is it going to be a bunch of them then?
I don't know. This could have been a one-off, but it's not. I'm feeling a lot of bad feelings around the group that we met last night.
And that means the military's going to have, there might be some real infected in the military base.
There might be some real infected in that military base.
I will say with a nat 20, which is really you gotta with a nat 20.
Class 6, 26.
Yeah, not only are these military fatigues, but like we'll say you saw a movie or something where
Yeah.
like you know how there's a difference when you're watching a movie. There's a difference between like soldiers at war and like what they wear is like combat fatigues, and then soldiers who are like military police or like on guard at a location,
Mm-hmm.
which leads you to believe that there is a very good chance that where these clickers came from is that bunker that was mentioned in last session. Just because you don't know of any other military installation nearby.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean that we're anticipating that this disease came from the bunker and also those clickers came from the bunker. Is that... Sorry, I said that in my Morgan voice, but that was Angie asking.
Yes, yeah. You don't know. I mean, there's a world where that means that all of the infected just like left the bunker and now the bunker's completely, empty. There's also a world where there is obviously an active sickness going on at New Memphis. Maybe these are people who left to avoid the sickness and then were infected outside of the city. It doesn't necessarily mean that New Memphis is just like a raging horde right now, especially since you just heard from them yesterday, or at least somebody. But it also doesn't mean that it's not. But
And sometimes you should keep some bunkers closed.
Sometimes.
So right now it's just Wallace and Morgan, I would say, probably quietly talking about this information. Do you bring this information to the group as a whole at all?
Wallace, would you like to bring this information to the group as a whole?
I mean,
I think you found it. You should
do you think
exercise
that we should?
that confidence. Yeah, I think transparency is key in these sorts of things.
Okay.
Go get him. Clap him on the back.
Do I just tell them one at a time?
No, you gather.
Okay.
Do you want me to gather them up and then you can say?
Sure.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. Okay, everybody, can we gather around? Can we take a second? Wallace has got something he wants to say.
Everybody gathers around. Did you know that there was a second Lord of the Rings book?
I really want to talk about this.
Stop it, everybody.
There's the clickers infected were soldiers, and so we're probably going to be going. If that's where the soldiers were, there might be infected there, and there's a name tag that might have your name on it sometimes, and that's from the store.
Yeah.
And so there's a runners might we know
Can
one
I
of
put my
them's name
hand
is
on his
James.
shoulder to see if he wants to tap in? I don't want if he's into this and that's how he wants to present his info. I do not want to stop him, but I want him to know that I'm here to help him.
And Morgan says that she thinks that's probably what we're gonna see.
Okay, to summarize, what Wallace said, we're looking.
You do see that people are a little. The NPCs are confused.
Yeah. Wallace, thank you so much for finding out that information. Wallace here was able to put together that we might be looking at some pretty dangerous numbers in not only this bunker, but potentially in New Memphis as well. We have James. I don't know if y'all remember James from New Memphis.
Oh, not James.
Yeah, he
Was he coughing? Was he one of the
we don't
sick?
know. We don't know. So it
The only person who was there is
Could be
Manning. He's
Ty-
back at Blue Valley. Well, no, he's back at Blue Valley. We still don't know that he's dead. None of you have told us that.
Well, some of us do.
So I think in order to prevent a situation like we had last night, let's anticipate that no matter where we go, we are fully vigilant and we are ready for whatever may come at us.
We approach. Tyson speaks up at this point, and that's who's been talking. All right, that's good. So we should approach cautiously from a distance, see if we can get eyes on it from a distance before making our approach.
And I look at Tori, let's be mindful of our use of firearms right off the bat. Let's try to take care as quietly and cleanly as we can.
I kind of
Tori's
broke.
right.
I kind of broke the seal on that one last night.
And you know
I'm
what?
sorry
Last
about
night
that.
it was a panic. It was a rush decision. No one is gonna get on you for that. But if we are moving forward more mindfully, let's just do what we can as quietly as we can and use our guns as the last resort. Right, Tori?
Yep.
Great. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, there's gonna be something to help from this bunker that got open. Seems like all the bunker is provided is a whole heap of trouble.
Well, if we can get inside the bunker and
There's a
get
lot
our
of medical
hands
supplies.
on whatever they think is in there, then it might be worth our while.
It's a weird philosophy, but in
You're
the
right.
world before the outbreak, you would fight a disease with that same disease. It's strange, but it's kind of the way it worked.
Well, Maggie told me that it's the smaller, deader versions
Yeah.
of these diseases to help your body build immunities.
I know how immunization works.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I was.
We had science textbooks as well, but I just
Oh, are you
I hope
the
you're
bunker
right.
girl? Sorry,
Oh,
we heard about a.
Different kind of bunker. Different kind of bunker. Really
No, I know,
different
but
bunker.
I never put that. We had heard over at the Dawn that y'all had found a brother and sister from a bunker, and that was just really. So that's you. I'm sorry. That's rude. I didn't know.
No,
that.
I don't mind. I mean, I am the bunker girl. My brother is. I mean, he was in New Memphis last I heard from him. So,
Oh,
yeah, I just really hope you're right that whatever got released, the anecdote also exists, because yeah, it just seems like multiple strains of chaos we're dealing with now.
well, our only
Harry's-
other choice is to turn. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, please go for it.
All Tyson was gonna say is, our only other choice is to turn back. So, I think we have to try to get whatever answers we can, and if If we get there and it's too dangerous, then we reconsider.
Perry's ears are going to perk up a little bit after what Ruby says about her brother being in New Memphis.
Yeah.
And for the first time since the incident, I think is what I'll call it, she'll speak and she'll say to Ruby, your brother is there?
Yeah, he was supposed to come back yesterday, obviously, for the celebration, but yeah, as far as I know, he's there.
She'll just nod quietly and say, we'll find him. We'll find him.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. I know we will. I hope we will.
I think that's all she's going to say.
All right, well, thanks. Good work, Wallace. That's your name, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, good work.
Is that Nick saying that?
Tyson.
Tyson?
Mm.
Okay, good.
Sarah seems hurt and not talkative, and Nick has never said anything to any of you other than Tori last night.
Well, let's pack up. Forward we go.
All right. You all pack up on your horses, and you start heading your way towards New Memphis. Perry, probably taking one last moment where you buried Bogey before heading out.
I would like to just have a moment where she pulls out a little, like, oddly enough, I have a sack, just like what I'm trying to explain. This holds my dice. But she holds like a little like sack, she pulls out a little sack and she opens it up and carefully like pulls out some hairs that she had cut off of him with her knife before burying him that she'd put in her the little pack, and she just kind of like fiddles them in her fingers for a moment and then puts them back in the sack and ties it to her waist. And one last deep breath in and out, looking at his grave, and makes her way over to the team.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, not amazing, but you know what I mean. Beautiful. As you are traveling, Tyson actually pulls up next to you, Perry. Tyson Ray is a young leader and the Dawn. You've only been there a few months. I don't know if you would have heard much about him specifically. Others may know more about him than you do, but you just know him as one of the leaders of the Dawn. He's a young guy. And he rides up next to you. And he says, "You mind if I talk to you for a moment?"
Sure. Sure.
I just want to say I'm sorry. I can't help but feel a little responsible for what happened last night. Maybe if I hadn't have fired my gun, the clickers wouldn't have known so clearly what direction we were in. I don't know. I'm really sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. It's not your fault. This is just the world we live in, and we just have to take a deep breath, let it out, and move on. This is life, so it's not your fault. It's just the way it all happens. So
Talk like someone who's seen some shit.
I think we've all seen some shit.
Yeah. How much do you know about the Dawn?
Nothing. I mean, I got to Blue Valley, like,
Yeah, you're new, right?
yeah, me and Bogey showed up about 3 months ago.
My dad
So
was,
I really don't know a lot.
My dad was the leader of the Dawn 10 years ago.
Okay.
He killed a bunch of Blue Valley members. He was crazy.
Okay.
He he was an asshole. He was horrible. I have seen shit. Yeah, I was just saying you're right. He seemed like a good boy.
Yeah.
If there's anything that I can do, there's recent. I don't know what I don't know what the. There's a litter of a recent litter that I shouldn't have.
No. Thank you. I just don't.
I'm not trying to. Nobody could replace.
It's fine. I think. I guess the way you could help is maybe not doing what your dad did.
Damn.
Sorry,
there goes the rest of my afternoon.
Sorry,
I was making a. You were no, that wasn't fine. I have a bit of a morbid sense of. Yeah, he's a crazy son of a bitch. It's okay. I will not be killing anybody that's alive.
Okay, good. Me neither.
Good.
She'll reach over and like hold out her hand, like not really looking at him, but like kind of like a handshake. I won't do that if you won't.
Yeah,
he
goes for a fist
trying to make a joke. I guess
he goes for a fist bump, and so you do the like awkward thing of like not the
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna completely like shut down almost. Like I think she also, like in doing that and looking over at him in that awkward moment, like looks kind of over to the side of him and doesn't see Bogey trotting along with them. And like in this moment of like letting her guard down a little bit naturally, stiffens up again.
Yeah.
I think after not seeing him.
He reads that and he kind of like yeah. And you didn't hear anything, but he like slows his horse as if someone has called his name, and kind of like gives you space and slows down. And you travel for the rest of the day, the majority of the day, until eventually you reach a large hill that you crest, and that leads into a like 4 or 5 mile long kind of like really long dip that just goes further in to the valley. But at the end of this dip, once again 4 or 5 miles away, you do see the settlement of New Memphis in the distance. You see that there is smoke coming from controlled flames, like chimneys or fires. So you do see signs of life. But from a distance, you can't really tell much other than the fact that there are some controlled flames there in the distance. And as you crest the hill and all kind of... No one stops on purpose, but you all just kind of stop and look down at this settlement. All of your minds are wandering as to what you're about to discover here in New Memphis. Especially yours, Ruby. Is Luke there? What's his condition? What are we about to find? As you all are sitting there, looking down in the distance, and then slowly all around you, you begin to hear a siren. One that sounds like a tornado siren. One that you have heard before, Jenna. You're not sure what, or Tori. You're not sure what, but something is happening at the bunker. And that is where we are going to end this week's episode. We will pick this up. We will pick this back up a week from today at 7 p.m. Central. I appreciate you all so much. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Michael and Bees, I'm sorry that I emotionally devastated you, but that's what The Remains is. It's what you sign up for when you watch The Remains. So thank you, my players, for trusting me and for also vibing with me. And yeah. Good, I'm glad. B said, so here for it despite the tears. So anyway, thank you all so much. Follow us at CharmedPersons on most social medias to stay tuned for more. But like I said, we'll be back in a week. This Thursday, 7 p.m. Strahd. Check us out. We got a lot coming for you. Thank you to my players, the best players a GM can ask for. I say it every time, but I mean it every time. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.